G'day mates. Welcome back to the channel. Have you ever seen a friend doing something that just rubs you the wrong way, and your first instinct is to jump in and fix them so they do it your way? We often think we are being wise or helpful, but in reality, we might be accidentally tearing apart our most precious connections. Today, I'm taking you on a journey deep into the heart of Australia, where an old man with a snowy beard will teach us a profound lesson. True wisdom isn't about bending the world to our will, but about opening our hearts to accept differences. And before we set off on this journey to find inner peace, if you want to sharpen your mind and cultivate a more compassionate heart, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's not just a click. It's your ticket to joining a community of the most thoughtful and kind-hearted legends on the internet. Subscribe now so you don't miss out on your weekly dose of top-shelf mental medicine. Once upon a time, nestled in the lush, emerald heart of the Daintree rainforest in Australia, lived an old man named Baba. He had a long white beard that reached down to his chest and lived in a small timber hut right on the edge of a crystal blue river, a peaceful billabong. Baba had lived in the bush for so many years that he knew the calls of the gala birds by heart. The local wildlife loved him dearly. Every morning, finches would sing on his roof, red kangaroos would stop by his porch for a drink, and even the mighty goanna would sunbathe under the massive eucalyptus tree beside his home. In this wild land, Baba was considered a living saint. Whenever there was a disagreement, the animals would seek him out for advice. Baba loved helping. He truly believed his wisdom was the key to fixing every problem in the bush. One sun-drenched morning, a wallaby came hopping up to Baba's hut, looking absolutely gutted sad. "Morning, Baba," the wallaby said. "I've got a bit of a problem. My neighbor, the possum, keeps hoarding way too many leaves and wild fruits. His tree hollow is overflowing, and it's spilling into my burrow. What should I do?" Baba stroked his long white beard, thinking for a moment, and then decreed, "You must tell that possum to collect less. Go and tell him straight that he's being greedy. He should be sharing his tucker instead of hoarding it all for himself." The wallaby thanked Baba, and hopped away with a determined look. Baba smiled to himself, feeling quite chuffed that he had done a good deed. The next day, a sluggish koala crawled over. He looked exhausted and cranky. "Irritable Baba, I'm worried about my mate, the cockatoo. She talks way too much. All day long it's crack non-stop. I can't get a wink of sleep. Can you help me make her shut it?" Baba nodded wisely. "Go and tell the cockatoo she needs to learn the art of silence. Explain to her that talking too much is a bad habit. She should listen more and speak less." As the days passed, the Daintree became Baba's consulting room. He told the lyrebird to stop showing off his tail feathers because it made others jealous. He told the long-necked turtle to speed up because making others wait was un-Australian and rude. He even told the kookaburra not to laugh so early in the morning because it woke up the whole bush. Baba was so busy fixing everyone else that he never stopped to look at his own life. He thought, "I am making this jungle a better place by correcting everyone's faults." But then, one evening, as the sky turned a brilliant shades of orange and pink, Baba sat on his veranda waiting for some thank yous. But the bush was eerily quiet. No birds sang, no kangaroos came to drink, and even the old goanna had vanished. Baba felt hurt. "Where have all my mates gone?" he wondered. The next morning, Baba walked into the bush to investigate. He found the wallaby and the possum sitting near each other, but they looked miserable. "What's the go, mates?" Baba asked. The wallaby replied quietly, "I did what you said, Baba. I told the possum he was greedy. Now he's roaring angry at me, and our friendship is broken. He told me he was only hoarding food because the dry season is coming and he was scared of going hungry. I never bothered to ask why. I just told him he was wrong. Baba walked further and found the koala sitting alone. "Where's the cockatoo?" The koala sighed. "I told her to talk less, and now she won't speak to me at all. The bush feels empty without her voice. I've realized I actually loved her stories. I tried to change her, and now I've lost her." Baba's heart grew heavy as he walked past every tree. Everywhere he looked, he saw broken friendships. Because of his advice to fix others, the jungle was filled with loneliness and resentment. That night, for the first time in years, Baba was truly alone. He looked at his reflection in the billabong, old and mistaken. "I thought I was helping," he whispered. "But I was wrong. I told them to fix each other, but I never asked if they needed fixing. Maybe they were fine just the way they were." He realized, the possum hoarded because he was responsible. The cockatoo talked because she was joyful. The lyrebird showed off because that was his natural beauty. The turtle was slow because that's how nature made him. None of them needed to be fixed. They needed to be accepted and loved. The next morning, Baba gathered all the animals. With tears in his eyes, he said, "My dear friends, I have been a foolish old man. I thought my job was to fix you. But I was wrong. I should have taught acceptance, not change. I should have taught love, not criticism." He turned to each of them. "Possum, you're amazing for being so prepared. Cockatoo, your voice is the soul of this bush. Turtle, your slowness is a lesson in patience. You are all perfect exactly as you are." Immediately, the atmosphere changed. The wallaby hugged the possum. The koala apologized to the cockatoo. The bush erupted in joyful noise once again. Friendships were mended, not because anyone changed, but because they learned to embrace each other's differences. From that day on, Baba became truly wise. Whenever someone came to complain about another, he would smile and say, "Perhaps the problem isn't with them, but with our inability to accept them as they are." My friends, Baba's story isn't just about animals in the daintree, it's a mirror for our own lives. The meaning and lessons. 1. Acceptance is the highest wisdom. We often spend our lives trying to change our partners, children, or colleagues to fit our standards. But true peace doesn't come from everyone being the same, it comes from accepting people as they are. When you stop trying to fix others, you'll find the world becomes a much lighter place. 2. Stop looking through the lens of judgment. Like Baba, we often think we are being helpful when we are actually just imposing our ego. Before you ask someone to change, ask why. Maybe your possum is hoarding because of a secret fear, or your cockatoo is talking because they are lonely. 3. Happiness is connection, not perfection. A perfectly silent forest isn't a happy one. The friction of different personalities is what creates the symphony of life. Treasure the friend who rants, or the colleague who is slow. Without them, your life's jungle would be empty. I hope this story touched a corner of your heart, and helps you look at your relationships with more compassion. Remember, true wisdom is not in fixing the world, but in loving it as it is. If you found value in this video, be a legend and give us a like, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Leave a comment below. Have you ever tried to fix someone only to realize you were the one who needed a change of heart? I'd love to hear your stories. And once more, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon. It's the wisest way to make sure we don't lose touch in this massive digital ocean. Have a ripper of a day, stay as bright as an outback sunrise, and keep your hearts as wide as the Southern Cross. See you in the next video. Good on YA, mates.